good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Mario Brothers Music. One of my favorite hip-hop albums that I bought when I was around 18 years old was the classic Roots album entitled Things Fall Apart. And it was my introduction to the Philadelphia-based jazz band hip-hop MC group of The Roots. But man, now that I think about that classic album and that cover, wow, it relates to 2023. Because as it seems, Just Pearly Things is the living example of things falling apart. Now, rewind demo. Just a few months ago, Sarah Garvey and Just Pearly Things were in somewhat of a real battle about, pretty much him exposing her about being, let's say, not only having attributes of racism, but, taking advantage of people. And again, at that particular time, Just Pearly Things was trying to take down his channel. And there were some people in the defense of Just Pearly Things, most notably to a certain degree. I believe King Riches came to her defense to a certain degree. Then, you had Auntie Jenny. But, pretty much they were talking about, some of the positive things about Pearl, what she's done and things like that. But Sarah Garvey released this particular statement that's going to be important, and I'm going to come back.
Much of what Pearl says is determined by her management, which she has said to me on many occasions that she shares with Candace Owens. So when you have a colonial mindset and you have a management who tell you what to say, what generally happens, in my personal point of view, and what I actually saw, was that she began to start paying people pittance.
So this statement is important, right? And I'm not going to get into the whole thing about what he was offered as a payment. That's not necessary. But Sarah Garvey is saying that something happened once she got new management. Something changed. Something was different than what it was before. But Sarah Garvey isn't the only person to say that. I want to play this particular video, which was recorded as a reaction from Titus Law School. And this is Aunt Jenny saying almost the same thing as Sarah Garvey. Play that clip.
I'm letting go of that connection. Even if, as far as I'm concerned, I don't even care about respect for black people. She's got no respect for me. Because, I've spoken to her. I've talked to her. She's ignored me.
Wow.
Blessing said, well, you know what? You and Blessing can go take JPT and stick it up your ass. Because Auntie Jenny's done.
So I think Blessing is the producer on the Just Pearly Things show. So obviously, Blessing is going to be on what? Team Just Pearly Things.
Yeah. So I don't think, I will say that all the time, that I don't think she's racist, right? But I just think that they're letting her go down this view. And why are they going down this view? Why are they allowing her to go down this road?
I think because she's
I turned around and I said
on the red pill.
I said to Blessing
to find some controversial content.
Now, after it all kicked up, I said to Blessing, when she goes into meetings, right? When she goes into podcasts. Number one, somebody needs to go with her. Number two, you need to have
like a guardian with a child.
A list of topics that you are not going to talk about.
No goes.
Blessing said, okay.
Okay.
Her manager is supposed to check everybody. I said to them, before you go on the podcast, do your research, Pearl. Find out who you're talking to. Do your research about them. I said to Blessing, make sure you don't do your research, but you're going to allow her to go somewhere and not ready. So as far as I'm concerned, you and Blessing can go ahead and have it. Go ahead. What's he done? Go ahead. Yes, you can have it, son.
No.
So as it seems, Auntie Jenny, as well as Sarah Garvey, had a problem with Pearl in her management, the way that things were going. And again, Auntie Jenny quit back in April. And now, in my honest opinion, probably the most notable person in that particular situation. And most people would probably feel, even if you want to say the guy who was more known in the African American YouTube space, or a guy who was already doing pretty well on YouTube before then, King Riches has released a video saying this.
What's going on, people? King Riches. Hey, listen, I've got some news that I'm sure a lot of you will find interesting. I have left the Just Pearly Things network, the JPT network. I'm no longer a part of that network. I left a month ago. right? So you're watching this right now, getting this news now, but I actually left a month ago. Now, a lot of you are going to be asking, King Riches, why did you leave JPT? What happened? Just Pearly Things direction is not the same direction that I want to go in. You know, I've doubled my subscriber base, you know, a lot more views, like millions of views every month. And, you know, I've made a lot more money. Right, but it comes to a point where it works best for me, my identity, my ideas about the world, that I just do my own thing. It's actually funny because a lot of people online was talking about me being in a slave contract, being on a plantation, you know, a Suge Knight contract, and I was stuck for 3 years and all of this nonsense. And I always told you guys that's not true. And look, the proof is in the pudding. I'm going my own way. I own everything on my channel. I've always been the owner of my channel, always been the owner of the content, and I'm leaving with everything I've accumulated. I always had this in the back of my mind that this was not going to be a forever type situation, and I always had the business savvy to know not to get locked down with anybody and have the right to leave and take everything I've built with me. And that's what I'm doing right now, right? It's very important that you don't understand that. A lot of people didn't think I would have enough brain power to put myself in a good situation, but I did. I always had it in the back of my mind that this situation was not forever, and I was not stuck in a 3-year contract where, you know, I was being extorted. That's not true. And now, you know, within the first year, you know, it's time for me to move on and go in my own direction. I just want you lot to know that nothing will be changing on the channel. I'll still be doing the podcast show with the girls and all of that good stuff, as well as all the other content, more gym content, more personal content, you know, with the live streams, talking and relating to the viewers and all that good stuff. So nothing's going to change, just a little bit of change of scenery. That is all, yeah? But anyway, with that being said, make sure you're still locked into this channel. I want to say I appreciate all the people that support, the viewers, the people that know me before Just Pearly Things, the people that met me through Just Pearly Things, and the people that are locking on in the future, yeah? Big up to everyone, keep supporting, and anyway, we are out of here. Peace.
Now, this video with King Riches, he's being very diplomatic, and shout out to the brother. Again, I know Mr. King Riches, again, you know, he's a YouTube you know, buddy of mine and all that. We have not always gotten along and all this, but you know, we have a certain level of respect for one another. I think he's a nice guy. I wish him very well in his journey, and I'm pretty sure that he's going to continue to do very well here in the platform, especially being in the London market. Guys, the city of London is one of the best YouTube cities in the world. It's always ranked either number 1 or number 2 for my watch list. So shout out to the brother, right? But he's also saying something that's different than what Sarah Garvey alleged, which is, according to Sarah Garvey believed that Just Pearly Things told him that, you know, King Riches was not making the bulk share of his money, didn't have control of his channel. But that is not what King Riches is saying. King Riches is saying something that is completely different, and King Riches never addressed that anyway. You know, maybe because he didn't want anybody to know and it wasn't anybody's business, but he's clearly saying that, look, I'm not under any kind of real contract. You know, I've always had ownership of these things. I've had the bulk of the majority of my money. I kind of always knew that this wouldn't be forever and all of that. And I'm seeing the comments below. He's saying he's going to move his studio, and it seems like he left in a diplomatic fashion, which is great, right? And he already has a lot of subscribers, and I'm pretty sure he learned some things there. But this is telling, all right? You lose Sarah Garvey, you lose King Riches, you lose Aunt Jenny in less than 90 days. The majority of the bulk of your talent, which is black. The only person that may still be there is Blessings. Stop the show. Hey, Blessings. Hey, man, you might need a job now, man. You know what? I got $5 for your broke ass, bro. If you want to come over here and, like, you know, edit some thumbnails or something with your no talent ass, you can always come over here to, you know, O'Shea Duke Jackson. You know what I mean? And we could, you know what I'm saying? Rich! You know what I mean? But anyways, it's highly unlikely to lose all that talent. I have another channel, guys, here called King Gonda. It has 75,000 subscribers. All right. And I was recently in Dubai with Dima. Dima has been my editor since 2017. The person who created the Celebrity Junk is a young man by the name of Satati Saboni. You know, we still have on our Pan-African dating show, Simran. Jonita is still holding forth. She used to be my general manager for many years for our studio. I have never lost anybody on our team. Now, we may have gotten into it, but I've never lost that many people at one time ever. In fact, our Kingana podcast, our Kingana YouTube channel is growing like by leaps and bounds. So guys, bounds. So guys, why don't you go check out my channel over there, Kingana, subscribe. I have most of my pro-black and real, serious discussions over there. That's not celebrity related. But guys, I've never had that happen. And all my staff is also all African or African American. SPK, one of the best editing talents, and SPK Speaks YouTube channel. He created my Fair Use series. He's been with us since 2021. I have never lost anybody. How in the hell does Pearly Things lose all her blacks or her black employees or black collaborators or partnerships in 100 days? Because these people know that she ain't about shit. That's why. There are some things that King Riches will not come out and say on YouTube. I'm pretty sure if you were to probably have some sort of discussion and he could probably trust you, he most likely would probably tell you some of the things that made him leave. But again, he's being diplomatic, right? Because it's kind of hard to, treat somebody in a certain way if they have shown you some level of niceness and all of that. But there's something wrong. You know what I mean? If all of the black are, the people that have really helped her in building that talent base have left in 100 days, what does that tell you about her and her management, guys? And I want all the black content creators to really wake up. As black content creators, we have the ability to serve our people. We have the ability to take the money from this business, reinvest into our own communities, create our own staffs, create our own systems. We don't need other people managing us. We don't need people signing us, right? If we're gonna do that, let us sign our own people. But we damn sure don't need no other person like just Pearly Things being a culture vulture off of our group, off of our people. And I will include Auntie Jenny, King Riches, Sarah Garvey, and the crew of our people, because we have very similar, if not the same ancestry to a certain degree, although we come up in different cultures, all right? There is no way that those talented blacks don't need to be working or they can do it for themselves, okay? Pearly Things got to a certain level, and we can do the same thing. We need to monetize our own talent. And if we're gonna monetize, we should monetize off of each other. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. I'm out.